Come on in, guys. My studio is in my house. I bought this house in 2021, and I just wanted to have the studio at the house so that I could be really quick with clients and I didn't have to drive somewhere. So I got this house and I was really nervous that I wasn't going to be able to make a studio work in whatever rooms the house had. And magically, the shape of this room just worked. I did very little. I just got John Hunter to put some acoustical panels up. I have the bass traps and ceiling things. And it's pretty simple. Carpet. The floors are floated in this house because the houses out here in LA have crawl spaces, so pretty hollow underneath, which allows for the bass to travel, and I can feel it in the floor and everything, which is really good for the mixing aspect. Equipment-wise, we'll start on the left and then go to the right. I just have a preamp here, GTP1, that I have in case of emergency. I have to cut vocals. I have that with the CL1B. I don't cut vocals anymore, but if there was a big artist who's like, can we do it? Then I might come out of retirement for an hour to do it. After that is the Grace, which is the monitoring station, which allows me to switch between the speakers or headphones and stuff like that. We have the PMC speakers, the 6.2s, which are my favorite speakers, and they sound really, really good in this room. Then we have the screen from the computer, the desk. This is a little desk that I had custom made for the room that actually matches the rack side. And then moving on to this side, this is where all the good stuff is. We have the rack, which matches the desk as far as the wood and everything. So I had it made, so it kind of just gives it a little bit of a vibe where everything kind of matches in the room. Equipment wise, I have my Lynx Aurora interface that runs into my Orbit summing mixer. I have my DSP APB16, which I use very little, but I have it just in case. I run vocals and stuff through it. Then I have the Mac Pro rack mounted. Below that, I have this Augsburger amp that I don't use anymore, but the computer's sitting on the Augsburger amp, so it's gonna stay there moving forward. I have my Hazel rig side, which is the DW Fern VT5 EQ, which my whole mix runs through. And then I have two VLC matched preamps with EQs that I can use to reamp vocals or run a bass in or run a bass through it or keys in stereo. And then we finish off with the Sonos. And the Sonos is really good because this gives me that consumer level sound to figure out what things sound like in something like a Sonos, which a lot of people have this in their house. My meter station where I can see how loud I am and I can see frequency spectrum and stuff on this. And then the best part of it all is the Grammy for Best Engineered Album with Victoria Monet for Jaguar 2. And candles, mostly just, my thing is mostly aesthetic. So I really like aesthetic and not too much equipment. And that's sort of my vibe along with the whole house and the studio. And that's sort of just how I am. All right, guys, so you came here, you saw me break down a song, and you saw the studio. I gave you the breakdown, and I think it's time for you to go.